Hello everybody! Welcome back to the Nukeshot Media YouTube channel and the Capital X NES IndyCar series. It is finally time for round one, and we are here live at the Daytona International Speedway, racing on the road course here today. Gonna do a quick audio check. Yep, that seems to be working just fine. Decent turnout here today for the first race of the season. First time points are on offer, of course. I'm your commentator as per usual, Zokyo, and looking forward to broadcasting this action for you today. It's currently practice. We're 15 or so minutes away from the start of qualifying. It's an evening start, and it will be going into darkness. Thankfully there are plenty of trackside lights that do work. Blue Moon Bay Speedway should take a hint from that. Hello to Myth in the chat. Nice having you watching along, supporting his team North Star Racing once again. We're going to go through the cars that we have here. I'm going to get the entry list up on one of the many screens I'm having to juggle as per usual. So at the moment, as you can see, Joe the Fire returning once again for Team TSR in the Noises Chevrolet, currently at the top of the timesheets. Mateus in second. They are driving for North Star Racing, of course, in the KFC number 25 Chevrolet. Chica TC seems to be the best Honda at the moment in the number 88 Valvoline car for BNR Racing. T-Bone, I think this is their debut. I don't recall seeing them here before. They're driving for MEM Skoda Racing today in the Verizon number 48 machine as a reserve. I was almost certain that we've seen a Verizon car at some point earlier in the season, maybe at the Blue Moon Bay 200. But anyway, they're here driving that today. Ray has just gone for a trip across the grass. They're driving, of course, for a Motorsport Republic X Team Capital in the Evangelion Honda, rather. There they are. Taters making his way onto the banking at turns 1 and 2 of the oval. They're of course driving for his own team, Motorsport Republic X Capital, in the Menards Honda this time around. He switches up his colour scheme every now and again with different sponsors. Nice seeing the variety. We've got AMS Arroyo. They seem to be reserving for a reserve team, Understeer Engineering. They're running Chevrolets. It's the number 1 car, sponsored by Red Bull. Foxy the Pirate 31. They're driving for North Star Racing, yep, in the Hungry Jacks number 24 Chevrolet. So plenty of Chevrolets here today. And another one is Volked in the number 47, rather, where on earth are they on this? Number 77, that's the one, 711 car for Nukeshot Motorsport. And cars in the pits at the moment, we've got Poctavian driving for the Team Simpact Racing team in the Need for Speed number 10 Chevrolet. And Mateus in the pits, we already saw them. Is there anyone that we missed from that? I don't think so. Apologies if there was. Myth, happy with how the livery turned out. I'm going to assume that's on Foxy the Pirate 31's car. You're referring to is currently in the pits, so we can't really see it that well. 10 minutes until the start of qualifying, and 1:28.6 is the fastest time in this practice session, as the tyres continue to wear for Joe of the Fire. Looks to be very impressive in the speed traps. We'll see if anyone's able to challenge Joe today. If you missed it, of course, after this live stream's done, be sure to check out not only the Blue Moon Bay 200, which was a fantastic race in its own right, but Round Zero, the preview event for the main season. That was at Laguna Seca last week. It was another fantastic show. A lot better racing than I certainly expected at that circuit. Plenty of mistakes being made throughout the field. And it was a great show, and thanks again to all those that turned out for that. If you're looking forward to the race, be sure to leave a like, consider subscribing for the full season. At this stage, Joe has a 7/10 gap over Mateus. This circuit's been a little bit tricky for some people. There's been a lot of talk about downforce, seeing how much you can take off while still being able to get it round the infield effectively. So variants in that strategy, and we could see as T-Bone gets the chicane run, best to get that out of the way in practice, of course. But yeah, we'll probably see how the slipstream of other cars comes into effect with that as well. Oh, hi Alex. Alex in the chat. Nice having you joining us here. Got to keep one eye on the chat, one eye on the timetable, one eye on Discord, and one eye on what's actually happening on screen. If it wasn't obvious, I do only have two eyes, though some may argue with the glasses that becomes four. But it's tricky nonetheless. Track temperature will be going down a bit as the sun sets. Wind speed's also been playing havoc. It's currently 4.0 meters a second, going southwest. So that's a headwind going into the bus stop chicane, or the Le Mans chicane as it's known these days. It's a deceptively tricky circuit. Still waiting on some people. I haven't heard back from the likes of Lugie, who's meant to be here. Was last message just over an hour ago, it seems. But he's aware that the race is happening. Hopefully he'll be able to show up. A little bit of a slide there from Ray going through turn 1. Mateus as well going onto banking. It's actually purple through that section, which suggests to me that he's running more downforce than Joe of the Fire. He's getting a bit of slipstream from Taylor's at the moment in the Menards car, leading them through the Le Mans chicane. Track limits is also going to be monitored post-race in that section specifically. Others as well, but that's a real trouble spot for that. And of course, as you get the headwind going into the chicane, you get the tailwind on the tri-oval and going into turn 1. Turn 1, of course, the name of another team that is unfortunately not racing with us today. Hope to see them back in another series in the future. Just have to double check my notes to make sure of that. Should we check in on... yes, there's that sort of chromish livery on the Hungry Jack's car for North Star Racing, number 24. That is gonna look very nice in the setting sun. Who do I think has the highest downforce? Asks Alex in the chat. That's difficult to say. I'm pretty certain that the TSR cars are running the lowest, because they seem to be going the fastest on the straights. So their cars are going to be perhaps a bit of a handful compared to normal in the infield section. So Foxy getting a little bit of slipstream from Volker at the moment. There's the understeer engineering car of AMS Arroyo. Nicely negotiated the Le Mans chicane on that time around, with 3 minutes away from the start of qualifying. Oh, it's orange, is it? Is it a bit like a sort of colour shift kind of weird effect? Or is it just like a very orangish red? Technicalities. Look how worn the rear tyres get around here. That's going to be a limiting factor. Cars getting harder and harder to drive, and with how bumpy the infield is as well, that's going to be very tricky for these drivers to manage. Oh, there are orange stripes on the red, are there? Okay. Oh, I can just about see that, yep. So, for those that aren't familiar with how the qualifying system works, the whole field take part in a 10-minute session, and following that, positions 7 through 14 are set, or 7 through how many are here, and then positions 1 through 6 go into an extra 5-minute session for the Yokohama Fast 6, as it's been branded. Check the mod chat. Oh, great. The one time that I switched Discord up. What's happening? Oh. Oh, right. Okay. So we're going to use an in-game session. That's going to affect whether people can join the race afterwards, I think. But... okay. That's a slight change. Lugi's managed to get here, that's good at least. I've been added somewhere else. I think that is Lugi. Okay. And actually, how's that gonna work with the Fast 6? Oh, this is oh, this should have been sorted beforehand. Oh well. It's 10 minutes, same as that. Double checking. Okay. All cars to the track. This will probably work out in the end. Okay, so we're gonna start the qualifying then. I'm gonna assume everyone exits after the qualifying session so things get recorded. Though going by that message, I'm still a bit unsure as to whether I'm doing the right procedure here. Oh, isn't this fun? Joe of the Fire's making his way out the pits. The wind speed seems to have dropped since we last saw. Oh, he's reset. So it's currently Chica TC that's leading them out. Is it? Oh, right, okay. Hold on. Oh, this stupid change of system at the last minute. Sorry, this is just... These are the things that happen. Is overtake meant to be... Hold on, I'm checking to see if it specifically says whether overtake is off for qualifying. Where does it say anything about overtake? That's concerning. It must be somewhere. Oh, there, it says there, 2 times for road courses, 3 times for ovals. It doesn't mention anything about it being off for qualifying. I'm gonna have to get Discord up again just to see if there's more stuff going on. I think we're okay. We're gonna go on board with a lap just to see how it goes. We're on board with Chica TC, hitting 190 miles an hour. Going into turn 1. Now entering the bumpy infield and the International Horseshoe. All the different flags from around the world on the outside. Well, not every flag from the world, of course, that take up the entire paddock. Now making the way towards the Western Horseshoe. Again, very tricky. Trying late apex it, but a bit wide through there. That's just trying to avoid the bumps, being a bit conservative on this first lap. Now exiting onto banking, Speedway turn 1, and the exit being Speedway turn 2. We'll have a little bit of a headwind going into the Le Mans chicane. Should be a lift. Yep. Dropping all the way down to 140 miles an hour, and there's a cone that's been left on the outside there, so someone's already taken some liberties with the track limits. It wouldn't surprise me if there's groups of cars that are slipstreaming each other together as well through all of this. So Chica TC about to complete a lap. What's it going to be? It's a 129 point dead. Well, if there was ever an AI among us. Foxy the Pirate crosses the line. 130.725. Ray Racer goes to the top. That's a 127.691. Volkhead in the slipstream of Joe of the Fire. Joe goes to second, Volkhead to 7th. So 127.993 for Joe. Arroyo goes to 8th, Octavian. They're all by themselves on this section of the circuit, making their way through the Le Mans chicane. Getting a bit airborne there. He's not used any overtake at this stage. Perhaps not sure if it's legal or not, which to be fair I'm not too sure either. But that's 6th at the moment. And through the first lot of times it seems to be Ray Racer at the top of the timesheet on 27, that's the Evangelion car. And they're slipstreaming with Foxy the Pirate. As they cross the line, Foxy the Pirate improves their time, they go to 5th and have reset to the pits. Taters is currently 3rd, they improve their time, 128.027. Mateus also improved their time, 128.691. Another improvement there, that's a 129.298 for T-Bone. Volkhead, 133.8. Foxy the Pirate leaving the pits again. Improvement there by Arroyo. And now we're starting to see the overtake being used by Octavian, so perhaps just saving it. Although there's definitely enough to last this session. And that is an improvement, they go to 6th, so 129.181. As there seems to have been... is that a random or is that someone? I don't recognise the name on the entry list. New 4th place, that goes to Chica TC, or at least that was an improvement. Ray Racer's about to come across the line, no improvement on that lap. We're past halfway in the session. Mateus goes to 4th, 128.223. Ray resets to the pits, hoping to get one extra lap there on fresher tyres. Mateus doing the same, directs to the pits. Joe crosses the line, no improvement that time, they remain in 2nd. Sorry, I'm having to deal with something on Discord as well. Oh, new subscriber. Who was that? All the Odd Stuff has just subscribed. I had a notification for that. Thanks for subscribing. Also hello to Barack Obama Gaming in the chat. Former President of the United States has set up a gaming channel, as you do. So Ray is choosing to stay in the pits at this stage. Luigi has got to 3rd place, we missed that, in the Vimto car. Number 47. Nukeshot Motorsport. And he's, oh, that's looking quite fast. He's got a lot of slipstream from Arroyo on this lap. He's using the overtake as well. This could be towards the top end of the timesheets, but this is only to get into the Fast 6. And look at that, half a second Luigi has over the field at that stage. That is a 127.169. Impressive stuff. Will we be able to replicate that when there's less people to slipstream in the Fast 6, assuming he gets there? 1 minute or so left in the session, and of course the overtime clock for people finishing their laps. And Loogie thinks it's a good idea to type in the chat. Joe goes purple through sector 2. Well, he's pretty much by himself on circuit, so he's not got any slipstream partners. It seems that Taters is lifting off. He's trying to get out of the way of Joe before the Le Mans chicane. Mateus making their way towards the Le Mans chicane themselves. There's a car ahead of them. I think that... who is that? Oh, it's Volked up ahead. And moves aside. Mateus currently green through that sector as the checkered flag is about to come out. Joe has timed that well. He just crossed the line. And there is the checkered flag. So Mateus won't get another lap, but they do improve it to 128.081, so 5th is the best that Mateus can do. Loogie in the pits, Ray in the pits. Foxy the Pirate improves, but it's not quite enough. They stay 8th out of the Fast 6. Octavian improves, they go to 4th. I think that should be safe for Octavian. Who else is on a lap, actually? I'm not too sure. I'm checking the cameras. Apologies for the scrolling. Chica TC. Currently 7th. I don't think it's going to be an improvement for them, though. Chica TC misses out on the Yokohama Fast 6. Now there is one more car out there somewhere. It is Joe of the Fire, who's already comfortably into the session. Anyway, Barack Obama Gaming was asking if the overtake system is legal or not. I'm assuming it is, because I've not been pinged by the organisers about it. I think that's every car that's crossed the line now. So the cars going into the Yokohama Fast 6 are Loogie, Joe, Ray, Octavian, Taters and Mateus, and meanwhile Loogie is having heart problems apparently. I don't know if that's sarcastic or not, knowing the look of my team recently. Hope he's doing well. Maybe he's messaged on Discord. Okay, nothing in the officials chat. That's a good sign. Not being shouted at, that's good. And Loogie's not sent anything in the team chat. I think is also good. Oh no, the officials chat just pinged. Okay, so these are the ones going through to the Yokohama Fast 6, these 6. The ones eliminated are Chica TC, Foxy the Pirate, Amos Arroyo, T-Bone, and Volked. Can I actually cancel the race? Oh, I can! Oh, that's a neat feature. I'm going to assume that Taters will tell those not in the session to clear off the track. So this could actually work out okay. We're currently up to 9 viewers. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the action so far. You know it's good when Zokyo isn't getting screamed at by the officials. Yep, that sounds about right. Is Taters typing something? Oh, wait, hold on. I think I might be able to, essentially kick everyone off the track myself. By adjusting this. Yeah, look, it doesn't give me an option, even, to, have that setting disabled, the overtake, like, separately in the qualifying, so... Anyway, there's the 5 minutes, and unlike Laguna Seca, with it being such a long lap here, you're not going to get that many attempts at it. So we've got Taters, Poctavian, Ray, Joe, Luigi, and I think, was Mateus the other one? Yep. Oh, someone else has joined the track. Who else? Volked, okay. Okay. So we're gonna start this up. So 5 minutes around here. That's gonna be 2, maybe 3 flying laps. And nope, that was my controller. If that picked up on the microphone. We've officially started. The Gran Turismo start sound effect has played. Good stuff. Joe is going to be the first to exit the pits then this time. And now that there's less traffic, as I mentioned earlier, less opportunities to find a bit of slipstream. It'll be interesting to see if some of the teammates work together. Joe and Poctavian, those two being teammates for Team Simpact Racing, and of course Taters with Ray, who are part of the Motorsport Republic X Team Capital outfit. Well, thanks to that stat myth, 4 Chevys in the Yokohama Fast 6. That's 2 Hondas. A relatively even spread, but it does favour Chevrolet. Joe on the outlap. We're going to go on board with Joe for the first lap. It's always a good driver to go on board with, apart from the times that he decides to reset to the pits. But that could be anyone. Using the overtake. Looks like we're going to hit 190 miles an hour as we come across the line to start the lap. The start of turn 1's actually in the shade, so that track temp is going to be a decent bit colder. Nicely negotiated through that little swizzle going into the International Horseshoe, using all the exit curve. If you're wondering about that white line, why he's able to cross it with all four wheels. That is allowed, that is what they do in the Daytona 24 hours. Now the Western Horseshoe, nicely done by Joe. And now exiting back onto the speedway, trying to not spin the wheels, does a really good job controlling the throttle through there. And onto the banking, using that overtake. Look how much of it's gone already. Still a headwind going into the Le Mans chicane. Watch that throttle trace. He's able to carry a lot of speed through there, even despite running quite low downforce. And about to go into the tri-oval to finish the first lap. We're already 3 minutes into the session, so it is going to be 3 laps of these drivers. First times being set, Joe with a 127.173, Octavian 127.879. Lugie goes third, 128.119. Taylor's fourth, 132.136. That might not be entirely representative. Mateus goes third, 127.992. And Ray, that time's definitely not representative. That's 140.453. So this lap and one more, at least for the drivers at the front of this field. Some of them might get caught out with how far back they've dropped and only get 2 laps. As I do a tactical seating position adjustment. Look at this camera work by Jack Wilkinson. Big up Jack Wilkinson on the cam. He's constantly flying around the circuit. Taking the high line for Joe. I think he's setting up a lap here. Yeah, he's not going to improve this time around, so he's setting it up. That's why he was using the high line, carrying as much speed as possible. Octavian, no improvement that time either. Taylor's, they're coming up to the line. I think this is going to be an improvement. It is. They stay 5th at this stage. Mateus, coming up to the line. They're currently 3rd. No improvement that time. And they have missed it. They got the checkered flag that time, so they were caught out. Who's actually on a lap here? It seems that Lugie is the last car on a lap. And they're green through sector 1. Not purple, but green. And they've got a bit of traffic up ahead as well. That could be affecting the dirty air through this sector, unless they manage to catch Taylor's going onto the banking and be able to use the slipstream. Don't think Taylor's is going to make it that easy though. Joe of the Fire make his way through the Le Mans chicane as I saw Volkhead disconnect. Hopefully they'll get back. Joe's actually purple by 100th of a second going through that sector marker. He's got enough overtake left. Is it going to be? It is a 127.096. Octavian crosses the line. Can't beat his time on his first time lap. So no improvement there. Mateus got caught out by the line. Taylor's crosses it, improves to 3rd. 127.906 for Taylor's. And Lugie, no improvement that time. So it is Joe of the Fire that has taken pole position with a 127.096. Octavia makes it another TSR 1-2 on the channel, so congratulations to them. Taylor's rounds out the top 3. So they're in 3rd. Mateus has to settle for 4th. Lugie in 5th, and something drastic seems to have happened to Ray. 12 seconds off. That wouldn't have been competitive at all in the first qualifying session, so thankfully they are still going to start in 6th due to getting into the Fast 6 in the first place, but they'll be hoping for better. Hello to Mateus in the live chat. Nice having you around. Saying that if he didn't take so long to get out the pits, he might have been able to do another lap. Yep, that pit lane is a very long one here. And in fact, the actual point that the pit speed is enforced is a lot longer than one might expect. So that's called out people in the past. There are your results from the Yokohama Fast 6. Joe of the Fire will be receiving some kind of imaginary prize. I don't know, maybe like a tire-shaped trophy or something with Yokohama written on it. That seems appropriate enough. We didn't quite get into the 26ers. That's a shame. But that is still extremely impressive pace. Got the times, okay. We're ending the race. I'm going to check in on what happened to Volked. Wi-Fi cut out apparently, that's what happened. Also checking to see if anyone else is on their way. Of course, Matthew for MEM Skoda Racing is here as well. They missed qualifying but are here now. Let's get back to what the schedule is here. Okay, so it seems Volked might not be able to get this sorted in time, which is a shame. But we'll see. Hopefully see them back next week if that's the case. Has Tater's actually shared what the grid order is? He tells me incorrect grid, and yet he's not even sent me what the grid is. Like, this is baffling stuff. He was the one taking notes of that. Unless he sent it on PSN? No, no notifications there. Oh good, is that the notification? Okay, there it is. No, that's the wrong thing. Oh, right. I need to switch qualifying off now. This process will get a lot easier through use. Oh great, I'm being added again. Especially because I have to be registered and stuff. Can't have any last minute substitutions. All cars to the track. Most of them are already. Wait. Are you serious? Oh, why did it change that option back? This game is unhinged. See, I now have the starting grid selection option. Thanks, game. Sorry, this livestream's been a bit more of a mental breakdown than normal. Hope you're enjoying my suffering, regardless. This seems to have delayed it a little bit. It was meant to start 4 minutes ago, but I think we're delaying it a little bit anyway. One car left to join the track. Oh, Volkhead's typing. They might be on their way. Lugie's not on the track yet. Okay, that's just an apology about the Wi-Fi. Right, starting grid. Let's get this sorted. So, it is Joe that took pole position. Octavian second. Taters, wherever he is, there. Third. Mateus was fourth. Lugie was fifth. Ray sixth. Chica was seventh. Foxy was 8th. Arroyo was 9th. T-Bone 10th. Volk, who isn't here, was 11th. And Matthew, who is here, 12th. So that promotes Matthew to 11th. Will these peasants pipe down? Do they not know that I'm setting things and that it takes a while? Amateurs, the lot of them. Oh, great. Okay, so it seems that Loogie is actually having a heart attack. I don't know what to do in this situation. Or Loogie, if you are listening, if you... It's not a big deal if you want to withdraw because of this, is my point. Yes, starting at 55. Checking again, I don't think Volkhead's making it. Hopefully see them next time out. But we've still got an 11-car grid here. Apologies for the lack of commentary at the moment. Okay, he says he's good to go. Here we go then. Now to deal with the start procedure. Let's hope this goes a bit smoother. Oh great, where does it actually say the start? Okay. Formation lap. Okay, that's sorted. Race description, get the points in order. Be useful if this stayed up. Okay, well we've got a little bit of time. Let's go through the running order once again. It is Joe of the Fire that leads the field, followed by Octavian lining up alongside. Taters on row 2, with Mateus in 4th, Luigi in 5th, Ray in 6th, Chica in 7th, Foxy the Pirate in 8th, T-Bone in 9th, Arroyo in 10th, and Matthew in 11th, who missed qualifying. Okay, so double filing is going to happen on the exit of the second speedway turn, so that's speedway turn 4. A bit of weaving going on. Hopefully they don't trip over each other. Well, they're getting a bit close. And Joe nearly weaves into the wall, and nearly again. Providing a bit of entertainment here on the formation lap. This particular Jack Wilkinson has decided to lay on the ground for this camera shot. Odds on the left, because Joe said the inside. And we're about to get racing underway here. I think that's all of my procedural jobs done. Here we go then. Round 1 of the season for the Capital X NES IndyCar Series, and it is green, 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 and the cars are off. Joe gets a good jump. Seems that Taters has got up into second. He's on the inside for turn 1. Octavian can't quite hold on to it, although they will have the inside for the International Horseshoe, but Taters gets ahead. Octavian looking for a bit of a switchback, but Luigi manages to get down the inside. Side by side then for third place, and there's more squabbling for position further back. Still side by side, Luigi on the inside for the Western Horseshoe. A little bit of lag, it's always a slight concern. And I think Luigi's just about gotten ahead, slight bit of oversteer there from Octavian. But it is Joe of the Fire that leads the field, 1.8 second gap over the field, so he's already broken slipstream range without having to use any of the overtake. That is impressive stuff. As we're 3 wide, Luigi goes into second place. Octavian also gets past Taters. Taters shuffled down to 4th. And the Dirty Air forcing cars to drop back. Octavian unable to stay with Luigi in the Dirty Air. We're catching back up again with the slipstream. We're looking at around 1.3 seconds if the wind is completely still. In a headwind, that will extend a bit further back. Tailwind will be a bit shorter. And that is a lap completed here at the Daytona International Speedway. Check in a bit further down the pack. Chica TC has found their way up into 5th at this stage. Mateus has shuffled down a little bit there in 6th. As there's a spin! There's a spin and it's Matthew! Was there contact? It looked like another car took avoiding action. Matthew didn't have any real time to practice either, so this is always the kind of thing that could happen. What happened here then? We're checking the replay. Ray, oh, it was Ray that span in front of them, and then the contact was made. And there you see Ray up ahead, managed to get going again. Oh, that would have been a safety car if they were implemented for this series, but they're not, so we keep on racing. And now I can check the live chat again. Hello to Russia Lolium, is that how it's pronounced? Apologies for that. Thanks for tuning in, hope you're enjoying the action here. Drove the Fire, sets the fastest lap of the race, 129.092. And has broken away from the rest of the field. Oh, Octavian's got up into second again. So, no doubt slipstreaming has allowed Octavian to chase Lugi down, and Lugi finds himself back into third place. Tater's in fourth as things stand. Chica fifth, Mateo sixth. This top six has broken away from everyone else, it seems. Arroyo finds themselves up into seventh as Foxy ran wide at the Western Horseshoe, getting used to the bumps here. It's a good time to check in on the tyre strategy. Drove the Fire starting on softs, same with Octavian and Lugi as well. Best of the medium runners is Tatus at this stage. Chica also mediums, Mateus also mediums, Arroyo being slipstreamed by T-Bone. T-Bone on the softs, Arroyo on the mediums, Foxy on the mediums, mediums for Ray as well, and softs for Matthew. Could be seeing a little bit of slipstreaming going on here. We're on board with T-Bone's car. Don't think we'll be quite close enough to challenge into turn one, but staying in proximity. Octavian trying to close the gap down to their teammate. Lugi clipping the grass, that may have been netcode. Some sparks being thrown up already by the cars. Those become even more visible as the sun sets here. Chica TC, solid start. They missed out on the Yokohama Fast 6, but they're up to 5th. Could be coming under attack from Mateus. Gonna go on board with Mateus, seeing the closing speed in the slipstream. It's not seemingly that much. Perhaps Mateus is running a little bit more downforce, and that certainly seems to be the case as they close up massively through the Le Mans chicane. As there's a little bit of a bump, I think that was accidental. They're looking to the outside, Chica's defending the inside, and can't quite find the way past at this stage. Mateus is looking to go around the outside. Looking to try the move, that's very late on the brakes. Can't quite get that one done. Tricky to put the traction down on the outside of that corner. It's off camber, so you're already understeering, and it's really bumpy. Much of this infield is essentially built on a swamp. And Shrek is in attendance in the grandstands, so we're hearing. Chica's still trying to fend off Mateus at this stage. It seems to be one of the closer battles, so we'll stay with it for now. Mateus will have the benefit of the wind being on their side, going towards the Le Mans chicane. How close dare they follow? Can't quite get the move done going into the section. But continuing to close in. Is Chica using any of the overtake? No, they haven't at this stage. And Mateus is struggling to close in here. Yellow flag! There's been an accident. Who's that? It's Lukey that's gone off. Rejoining. They've gone on the grass again. We're going to see just what happened. They're down to 6. What was it that happened to Lukey here? Did they just outbrake themselves going into the first corner? Oh no, they hit the pit wall. Oh, that is so easy to do. Oh, that's going to knock their confidence through that corner. But they're going to have to work hard to keep T-Bone behind them. Mateus is 1.3 up the road. Joe with a 3.6 second gap. Last lap was their personal best of 129.009. Lughi actually has the fastest lap of the race itself. We're into the 128s with a .918. Porsche fans will approve of that number, no doubt. There is the gap in real time. And there's Taters currently in third. 6.3 back from Octavian, nearly 10 seconds from Joe. But he's on the mediums. As there's a battle for 4th and 5th. That is Chica and Mateus still. 6th and 7th also very close. So Mateus still can't quite find a way past at this stage. This is where Mateus' car seems to have an advantage though, is on the infield due to seemingly having more downforce. Chica's car working a bit better in the clear air. Also set up with quite low downforce it would seem. Checking in on Lughi and T-Bone. T-Bone can't quite get close enough to challenge into the Le Mans chicane, but is in slipstream range. They lose a little bit on the exit through there. And actually, it's Lughi that's catching Mateus in all of this. Lughi looks to the inside. Mateus normally quite protective of the inside line, not so on that occasion. Lughi late on the brakes. Just about get that one stopped. So Mateus falls back a place. Lughi trying to get back up the order. Their next target will be Chica. Now Chica's been a tricky car to pass, as we saw. Mateus couldn't quite get it done. Will Lughi's chances be any better? Gonna go rear wing cam on Chica's car on the way towards the Le Mans chicane, just coming up to Speedway turn 2. Look at the speeds we're hitting as well. 176, 177 miles an hour. And even with the slipstream, that's what I'm talking about. Chica's car set up extremely low drag, that the slipstream doesn't have much of an effect. Dropping back is Lugi at 6/10 or so. 182, 183, just nudging across the line for Chica TC. If there is going to be a pass, I think it's going to be on this infield section. Sun continuing to set, that will favour the cars. Colder air will be denser, therefore a bit more downforce. Oh, T-Bone has actually managed to get ahead of Mateus. I just saw in the background. Oh, there's contact! There's contact! That was Lugi running into the back of Chica on that occasion. Let's see. 5th place, we're going on board. Misjudged the braking there, I think. That one will be one for the stewards to look at. But that sent Chica all the way down to 7th. Oh, they're not going to be happy with that. T-Bone finding their way up into 5th then, ahead of Mateus. That was another thing that we saw at some point. Not sure when it happened. It was a bit before this, it would seem. It's the last replay marker we had, unfortunately. As T-Bone closing up a bit on Lugi. It's within a second. And there's Taters actually in 3rd place as Lugi's sliding about. It's hard to tell with that car because of the lag that's occurring. Checking in with some of the others around the grid. There's Arroyo currently in 8th. They started 8th as well. I might be mistaken on that, but there they are. In the backup team, Understeer Engineering, the number 1 Red Bull sponsored Chevrolet. Ray trying to close in. They're in 9th at this stage. The signature position of Nukeshot Motorsport. Not in a Nukeshot car, of course. Matthew still trying to learn the track. They didn't have any practice. Of course, didn't take part in qualifying either, so trying to gain a bit of knowledge through that. They are improving. That is a green sector time by them. Through the Le Mans chicane. That will probably be a track limit violation post-race. If that's not lag affected, of course. Foxy the Pirate takes that cleanly. They're currently in 11th, 8 seconds back from Matthew. Gap in the lead seems to have increased. 5.8 is what it is at this stage for Joe the Fire. Last lap 29.001 and a 29.345 for Octavian in 2nd. So that gap continues to increase. Good tyre wear actually on those Impact cars as well. They seem to have got the whole package. Mediums for Taters, of course. They're looking like it's going to be a one-stop again, like it was at Laguna Seca. Tyre wear generally is quite low at this circuit because a lot of the lap is pretty just flat out. Not too much turning. It's only the infield that really demands anything of the tyres. 7/10 is the gap between Taters and Lugi, and I think Lugi's just broken into that slipstream. Closing in won't be close enough going into turn 1. T-Bone's still there lurking in the background as well. Gonna check in with Mateus. They're back up to 6th. 7th place is Chica at this stage, trying to close back in. These two have had a bit of a scrap earlier on. And the roles are reversed now. It'll be interesting to see how Chica's car is able to draft up to the back of Mateus, given the downforce differences. 1 second or so is the gap between them, and you can see the gap continuing to come down, even though Chica's barely in slipstream range. Going on board, Mateus will probably gain a lot of time through the Le Mans chicane. As, yep, Chica understeers, can't quite carry the speed effectively. Uses a little bit of overtake to try and catch back up, and again is back to closing down that time. But we'll end up losing it again when we get to the infield, so it can't quite make the pass stick. Two real contrasting sections of circuit. Makes for fascinating racing. More sort of tactical in that sense. So I'm not too sure if IndyCars run on combined oval and road courses, as I think that's oh, that's a withdrawal actually. Matthew has left the race. And I was thinking they probably could have benefited from being here a bit earlier with the practice. .3 is the gap. 9.4. It continues to increase. Joe using the overtake. He's got plenty of it on board. We're using more fuel with that as well, but he's got plenty of time in hand in order to take on the extra fuel. There goes Matthew from the lobby, unfortunately. That's the first DNF from the race. There was a DNS, of course, Volkhead, from qualifying with the Wi-Fi issue. Octavian in a bit of no man's land at this stage. 10 seconds to the car ahead, 10 to the car behind. Taters in third as it stands. Lugi getting really close once again. Going over the grass a little bit. Perhaps something coming up towards the Western Horseshoe. Taters does go defensive on the inside. It's going to take either a cutback or a lot more performance from Lugi, as Taters actually slides and Lugi goes onto the grass. And positions stay the same. This is all benefiting T-Bone here, who is rapidly catching up to these guys. Lugi looking to go round the outside. Needs to really duck back into the slipstream if they're going to make an overtake stick. Taters ahead going into the Le Mans chicane. Lugi able to follow quite closely. Gonna go on board rear wing cam. And in fact we're gonna go side by side cam if we can. There is Lugi, currently side by side. Back to the external cameras looking on the outside. Looks like Taters is just having a slot behind, but they're trying to dive on the inside. And Lugi just manages to hold on to that one. I don't know how. Oh, I do know how. Racing soft tyres compared to the mediums on Taters. So Lugi will have to use the mediums later on, but that gave them just that enough of a grip advantage to be able to hold it round the outside. And will now be trying to gap Taters to break the slipstream. Don't know if it's going to be quite enough this time around. I think Taters could definitely catch back up. Checking back in. 5th place is Chica TC, then Mateus in 6th. Arroyo in 7th. So something's happened to T-Bone. What on earth has happened to T-Bone? Their rear tyres are shredded. Apologies that we missed that. 143.6 looks suspect on that last lap. Something must have happened on the mini-map. But yeah, apologies for missing that. As again, oh, that one we didn't miss. That's heavy into the wall. That's the rear tyres being cooked. That has led to the imbalance in the car. At this stage, I might consider pitting just to regain the balance in the car. But it is such a long pit stop here. We're not quite at half race distance. And you want to make the softs go as long as possible if you can. The gaps continue to increase at the front of the field. Lugi now with 1.3 over Taters. I don't think either of them will be able to catch the top two at this stage. I think that's pretty much a formality bar disconnections. Which isn't entirely impossible. We've seen crazy stuff before. Where on earth was Mateus going, by the way? So Arroyo's actually up to 6th. What on earth has happened to Mateus? What was that? We're checking it on board. So they were following Chica. It looked like they just pulled off to the infield momentarily. Like, did the car cut out? Oh, no, they just oversteered. Did they get reset? No. They just lost a lot of momentum. I think they got off relatively lightly in the sense that they could have got reset by the game and lost even more time, but now they're trying to challenge Ray, who managed to get ahead in this squabble. So we've got 6th, 7th and 8th having a battle at this stage. Ray getting a little bit out of shape. They're looking towards the International Horseshoe. Mateus can't quite get that one to stick. Ray goes a bit wide. Side by side on the grass, little bit of contact. That could have just been lag. And Mateus finds their way back up into 7th. But they've got a bit of work to do to get back to where they were. Arroyo currently in 6th. Will be their next target. The number 1 car of Understeer Engineering, Red Bull sponsorship, Chevrolet power. Best Chevrolet is the current race leader, Joe of the Fire. Best Honda would be 3rd place Taters. So not much of a difference in terms of the engine performance between the two manufacturers. 1.2 is the gap between Arroyo and Mateus. That's borderline slipstream territory. I don't think it's quite enough. If anything, Ray might come back at them here. Got a decent run. Will it be enough to pull up alongside? Go into turn 1. It's going to be close. I think they're going to try the outside. They run very wide on the off-cambered section. They gather it up. That could have easily been a spin if they got onto the grass. But yep, overcooked that one just a little bit as there's a battle for 3rd. Taters has actually got ahead of Lugi again. Side by side they run. The mediums perhaps coming into their own a little bit at this stage. Bit of oversteer. So once again, another missed overtake. Apologies for that. But we're trying to keep it with so many things. We need like 15 different screens, even though there's only 10 cars. Or like either a side-by-side box or something. Oh, there's a bit of debris. What else happened there? Was that Lugi that just went off? It was. And there's Chica. Oh, that's a scary rejoin. There's the debris on circuit. Loogie drops down to 6th, will drop to 7th, maybe 8th. The rear tyres, again, wearing more than the fronts. That balance, I think, has caught Loogie out. Checking the onboard again, we're going to go exterior cam just so we can see the full extent of things. Was it also the dirty air that caught them out? Oh yeah, the massive understeer through that second part. And then the rejoin. And look how close that was. In fact, there was a bit of contact. Chica grazing the front wing and the wall. Thanks to all of you that are currently watching the live stream. If you're enjoying the action, leave a like. Consider subscribing for the rest of the season. So Loogie finds himself down in 7th, behind Mateus at this stage. Just checking in on some of the others around this area. It looks like Loogie's trying to get to the inside of the Le Mans chicane coming up. Can't quite get there. Got to be a bit more conservative through here this time around. Is so. 8th place Ray. Closing up on this battle as well. T-Bone in 9th. Foxy in 10th. Gonna check this battle from Ray's perspective here. That way we can see where all the cars are. Look at this slipstream run that Ray's getting. Double toe. Chica's the first to make a scheduled pit stop there on the mediums. They're switching to the softs. As Ray dives down the inside of turn 1 and gets that one to stick. Or are they still side by side? I can't quite tell. No. They managed to get that one to work. As oh no, Ray's gone on the grass. Oh no. That's a 360 for Ray. We're going to check in on the pass that we saw from the external cameras. But very effective down the inside. Plenty of grip. Got it done nicely. And then if I've got this set up right, no, of course I haven't, apologies, but we did see the spin live. So Ray 7th, they've got a bit of a buffer to Chica, but Chica's made a pit stop. They rejoin in 8th. That's how long it takes for a pit stop. Lose that much position. Chica's in clear air, but they are on the softs. And they'll be hoping to take those softs to the end. We're past the half distance marker. Potatoes is the next to pit. Arroyo also. And Ray 2. All the pit crews doing their service. There you see the tyre change on the Menards Honda. Number 98. And has teleported to the pit exit, because that's how that works. So Taters, after the pit stop, rejoins in 5th, 7 seconds back from Loogie. Yellow flag, I think that's Loogie again. It looked like they just stopped. Oh, it is this hard. Well, I did say to him that it's probably best to withdraw. He went on with it anyway. And we wish him all the best in the medical centre. that's a tricky one. So Mateus is third at this stage. They're on the mediums. Yet to make a stop. Taters is the highest up the order of the cars that have made a pit stop. Battle for 5th and 6th. Chica TC and AMS Arroyo. Arroyo trying to get into the slipstream range. Can't quite find it on that occasion. The wind speed's actually picked up a bit. Using the overtake to try and catch back up. You want to hang back a little bit so you don't lose too much downforce through the Le Mans chicane. Close up a little bit, that debris is still there. There's been a spin at the International Horseshoe. That's Foxy the Pirate. Gonna see a replay of that. I'm also gonna check Discord, just because I almost certainly know that I'm being atted. Okay. Drove the fire with a 15-second lead. Coping well with the extremely worn rear tyres. Still extending this stint. Surely they'll be heading for the mediums at some point. Well, they will at some point, it's mandatory, but soon. Some point soon, that's probably what I was meaning to say. Lights will be coming on shortly. Is the Ferris wheel already lit up there? Looks like it. Track temperature continues to drop. Air temperature also. Mateus finds himself best of the rest at this stage. On the mediums, still extending that. You know, I'm not too sure how long you'd want to stay on the mediums at this stage. Maybe just trying to run on low fuel. He's losing time to Taters, who's already made the pit stop. There is Taters. Last lap 128.865. So they're really the third place in all of this. Net third place, I suppose you could say. Chica TC also recently stopped for softs. 6.6 seconds behind Taters. Will be trying to close that gap down. They've got a lot of overtake left. If they've got the fuel to manage with that, that could be an effective strategy. It's going to be tricky. I don't think they've taken on enough fuel for that. They started using it like as soon as I mentioned it on the live stream. That's quite funny. If you're listening in, Chica, hi. I see that you've stopped using it now that I've probably mentioned the fuel risk. It's funny how I have an influence on these things. Not that I know anything. Oh, well, saying that, Mateus has come on into the pits. The same lap that I mentioned, it's probably not a good idea to keep staying out. Let's Yeah, okay. I'll take credit for that one. Mateus rejoins in 6th place. Car up ahead of them, I think, is Foxy the Pirate. So it's actually the car ahead of that is for track position. That's AMS Arroyo. Has Arroyo made a pit stop? Yes. So that reserve team understeer engineering car has been running very well. And they're looking to close in on Chica TC. Closing is one thing, whether they'll be able to pass is a complete other. Do like the sparks that we see around here. Saw them towards the end of the Blue Moon Bay 200 as well. It's great stuff. Hope you're all enjoying the race on the live chat. So there's still some yet to pit, notably the 2 leaders, and Joe in particular is looking quite low on fuel. I think we're going to see the leader make a pit stop this time around, staying to the low side, but I think that's also his racing line, and does go into the pits. Only 3 litres of fuel in that car. He somehow managed to keep the car on the road with those tyres. An impressive feat. Where is Octavian? He was closing up to 8th place, that was T-Bone. As Joe makes it to his pit stall. Fresh Yokohama tyres for the number 99 Noises Chevrolet. And fueling up, using as much fuel as he needs to either get to the end or use a bit of overtake to keep up in the fastest lap. So again, 127.065. You might want to break into the 126s, but it's going to be tricky. As Poctavian switches to the mediums. Of course, Joe will be on the mediums as well, so they're probably not going to be setting fastest lap times. But yep, they started on the softs. In contrast with some of the others, Taters is on the softs now. They're running low on their overtake. They might be able to catch Poctavian towards the end of this, but it's going to be really tricky. Going to have to stay very consistent. And even then, Poctavian's probably got a lot more overtake to be able to fend off an attack. Indeed they do. I think, is that everyone that has made a pit stop at this stage? Is everyone going to the end from here? Yes, okay. So the order's been sorted out. It is with, what's that? 11 laps to go, or 10 and a bit. It is Joe of the Fire that leads this race from Poctavian. Taylor's in 3rd, Chica TC in 4th, only 5 seconds back, and only 3 seconds back from them is AMS Arroyo. They're in 5th. Mateus finds himself in 6th place, followed by Ray Racer 5, T-Bone in 8th, so Ray was 7th, T-Bone 8th, and Foxy currently in 9th. So we've not seen too much in the way of lappery here. It was a lot more common at Laguna Seca. Of course, it being a longer circuit helps. Joe will probably get pinged for that one if lag didn't play a part on the track limit there. He's got to be careful. Doesn't want to get too many penalties because they'll add up. could just be a slight misjudgment on that lap. Starting to see the first few stars around the circuit. The wind has not only picked up, it's changed direction. It's no longer a headwind going into the Le Mans chicane, it's actually a crosswind. Therefore it's also not a tailwind into turn 1. That's going to potentially throw some of these drivers off. But 5.2 meters a second. I was mentioning Lappery a little bit earlier. It looks like Joe's coming up to T-Bone. We'll get a little bit of slipstream. We'll probably get past on the turn 3 or 4 of the speedway. Yeah, well into slipstream now. Taking the high line is T-Bone, so Joe. Well, using the indicator. There was T-Bone to signal through. This is just a personal thing. I'm not a fan of indicating to show where the other car should go. I'm personally more of a fan of indicating to show where your car is intended to go. Oh, mistake! Oh, I don't believe it! Joe of the Fire wipes out, hits the pit wall. We saw Loogie do that earlier. That's just how easy it is. Perhaps the low visibility as we go into night had an effect on that, but Joe clipping the pit wall. He's got plenty of time in hand, so it's not going to be too much of a worry, I think. But there it is, and T-Bone involved in that as well. Can't really say that was T-Bone's fault, although ironically lived up to the name. But T-Bone. Oh dear. As oh, that's the end of the replay. Don't worry, Joe's car is still going, as is reality, or virtual reality, whatever this weird fictional universe is that we live in here in the Nukeshot Broadcast Centre. Spraying grass onto the exit of the Le Mans chicane. Myth is clipping that, apparently. Oh, there's been another Slide McGee moment for someone down the order. I'm gonna check in on who that was. It was either Ray or Foxy. I'm gonna check Ray first because they were ahead on the road. It looked like someone got really out of shape going through the kink in the middle of the two horseshoes. Okay, it wasn't Ray, it was indeed Foxy. So grass tracking a bit, gathers it up though. And 9th place I believe does still award points. In fact, points awarded for all positions. 9th place gets you 22. 1st place gets you 50. 2nd gets you 40. 3rd place gets you 35. And all the rest you can read on the document, if so inclined. Well, that scare for Joe certainly proves this is far from over. 14 seconds is the gap, but another mistake like that could see this one thrown up in the air. Octavian in 2nd place, trying to be a little bit more consistent. And of course the post-race penalties for that chicane cutting that we've been seeing from a few drivers could play a part in the results. It's all done post-race, the game system isn't used due to it being slightly inaccurate in certain corners. 11 seconds back from 2nd place Octavian is the Menards Honda of Taylor's. Motorsport Republic X Team Capital, who's of course the series organizer. Very late on the breakthrough there. I think the camera work is also throwing me off with that. It looks a lot later, like they're not going to make the corner at all, but they do. So evidently Jack Wilkinson on the cam playing pranks. As Taylor goes purple through that first sector. We've been suspecting that he's been running a bit more downforce compared to the TSR cars. We've noticed that in practice. At least seemed that the top speed of the TSR cars was pretty unmatched. Although maybe Chica's also in that ballpark. Chica's in 4th place and they're actually closing in on the straights. Yeah, look at that. Many tenths being gained. But it's going to be really tricky to pass. It works well on one part of the circuit, less so on the other. As Arroyo makes a mistake through the Le Mans chicane, goes grass tracking, loses a lot of momentum. Checking in on the replay, they're also running a bit low on overtake, but they should be fine. They've got plenty of fuel in order to use up what's left of that. Yeah, car just getting unsettled, cutting across the grass. I think they got off the throttle there. I think if you get off the throttle, then you might not incur a track limit penalty if you made a deliberate attempt to reduce the advantage gained. But that's at least in the Nukeshot Endurance series. This series, of course, not that. It's a collaboration project, but it isn't that. So we'll see what the stewards make of that. Joe with about 5 laps to go here. There you can see his Mario helmet. Terrifying stuff. He's doing well on fuel. He's got about a quarter of a tank left. 185 miles an hour, just nudging 186 on our cameras. Octavian is hitting 186, so a little bit more top end on their account. Meanwhile, here we see Taters just nudging 183. Oh, meanwhile, 188 I saw there for Chica. That is extremely trimmed out. And to be fair to them, it's working. It's a bit of an unorthodox strategy, but it's working for them. And they're closing in on Taylor's. 2.3 is the gap. They're going to be losing a bit of time here through the infield, and they're running out of laps to get this one done. What's the tyre situation between these two? Taylor's in a little bit better shape. In terms of overtake, not much left for Taylor's, and a decent chunk left for Chica TC. Chica's also a little bit better on fuel, so can use the overtake. If I'm gonna think there's gonna be a battle towards the end of this, Alex, it's probably gonna be here for the final step on the podium. If Chica continues to catch up, once they get into slipstream range, it's going to be really tricky for Taylor to keep them behind on the high banks. Is it going to be enough? Might just run out of laps. But it is extremely impressive how much Chica's able to gain on the straights. I wonder if they're using their Blue Moon Bay winning setup around here. Able to carry that much speed. I mean, I doubt it. There would be modifications, of course, but using that as a baseline might have been an idea, just to carry so much speed. It's a fascinating race in terms of the different setup ideas, some running higher downforce for the infield, some lower for the bankings. And at this stage, it seems the TSR cars found the magic balance. Mateus currently in 6th, trying to close in on Arroyo. Don't think they'll have enough time to do so, really. Ray currently in 7th. T-Bone in 8th. Their mediums are looking quite fresh at this stage. They're about to be passed by, I think, Octavian. There's been a spin at the exit of the Le Mans chicane. We're going to catch up on that shortly. And Foxy is in 9th. Right, who was that then? That span. Oh, it's Chica! Oh, you're kidding me! Chica TC has gone off the circuit and they're trying to rejoin and they've span again against the wall! They're trying to accelerate, but the wheel spin on the banking is forcing them against the wall. And they've lost another position. They're down to 7th. Oh, I don't believe this. Here's a replay of what happened. They were closing up significantly on Taylor's, it seems. Was it the dirty air? Did they get into the dirty air range and that catch them out? You know, I think that might be what it was. Oh. Once you're on the grass on that second part of the Le Mans chicane, it's impossible to come back safely, and spinning it around. Oh, that is heartbreak for Chica TC, and the frustration evident. Joe of the Fires started the second to last lap. Checking in on some of the others around the field there, you see Octavian and was that T-Bone just behind? Yep. It doesn't seem that Taylor's has managed to make much of a dent in that gap between them and second. 130.2 last time around, compared to a 130.4 for Octavian. And a 2/10 gain isn't really going to gain you back 11 seconds. I think it is too little too late at this stage. Arroyo, though, after Chica's mistake, promoted up to 4th. That #1 car for Understeer Engineering, again a reserve team. This could be a fantastic result if things stay as they are for Arroyo and that team. Mateus is 13.5 seconds back. He's probably going to just bring the car home at this stage if they've got enough fuel to do so. I think they're fine for fuel. Ray in 6th, also pretty much by themselves, although they've spun out! Oh no! Jack Wilkinson! Why would you switch the camera there? So they would have lost time. How much though? Look, a bit of smoke from Chica's car there. Did they make a mistake as well? They've paused momentarily. Come on, we're so near the end of this. Don't DNF now, make it home. T-Bone still 38 seconds to catch Chica. That's not going to happen realistically. Foxy the Pirate's going to have to set for 9th on their debut as well. Joe of the Fire, as he often does, another impressive display. The Le Mans chicane won last time. That time it looked clean to me. Another impressive display. Found the perfect balance on the setup. Same goes with Octavian in 2nd place, I think. The checkered flag is out, And it is Joe of the Fire taking the win for round 1 of the Capital X NES IndyCar Series season. Congratulations to Joe. That's a fantastic way for him to start the season. And an even better way for Team Simpact Racing as Octavian takes 2nd place, making it a 1-2 finish for the team. The number 10 Need for Speed Chevrolet doing well. And Taylor's is going to be the best Honda, 3rd place in the end, side by side with the Verizon car across the line of T-Bone. And Arroyo very close behind as well, actually. 0.3 between 3rd and 4th by the end. Taylor's may have slowed up a little bit, but if not, what could have been there? Mateus settles for 5th by the end of this, still a top 5 result for them. That's still a decent 30 points. Ray is out of fuel. They're going to coast across the line here. T-Bone, meanwhile, has already crossed the line to take 8th. Chica, oh, that mistake towards the end, extremely costly. 7th place it's looking like for Chica today. And Foxy the Pirate taking 9th place, the car just behind them in camera shot. There you see Chica TC crossing the line, and Foxy the Pirate spinning off in the infield. We'll be hoping for a bit better result next time out. There it is then. Pole position, clean race as well for Joe of the Fire. An impressive result indeed. Gonna save the replay. There it is, and here are your final results for round 1 of the Capital X NES IndyCar Series season. It is Joe of the Fire that took the win. Just under an hour, actually. The only car to complete the race in under an hour. Also had the fastest lap of the race, 1:27.065. Only one other car got into the 27s that finished, it seems. That being Arroyo. Octavian, 2nd place. Another strong result for Team Simpact Racing. But Octavian will be looking to get the leg up on their teammate in the next race. Best of the Hondas, as mentioned, is Taters in 3rd place for Motorsport Republic X Team Capital. Arroyo, great result for them, 4th place for Understeer Engineering in the Red Bull car. Mateus, 5th place for North Star Racing in the KFC Chevrolet. Ray Racer, 6th place for them today, also Motorsport Republic X Team Capital. 7th place, Chica TC for, I believe that's BNR Racing, that car. Gonna double check that. Is it BNR Racing? Yep, it is, the Valvoline machine. And, oh, that rhymed, that was unintentional. T-Bone on their debut, 8th place for them, they make it onto the first timing sheet, and then Foxy the Pirate in 9th, 1 lap down. And then the 2 DNFs, Loogie, unfortunately, leaving mid-race, but again, completely understandable. Hope they're doing well, health-wise. And Matthew, of course, unfortunate they didn't have much time to practice. They were a retirement. And Volkett, of course, did not start due to Wi-Fi issues. Hopefully we'll see them back in the future. So that concludes round 1 here of the Capital X NES IndyCar Series at Daytona. Next time out, we're going to be at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, for 150 miles of racing there. That'll be the Quick Trip 150. It's going to be back to afternoon time slot, 2 times time, so there'll be a little bit of evening running, but not as much of the night running that we saw here today. If you've all enjoyed the live stream, be sure to leave a like, consider subscribing so you're notified when the live streams go up for the rest of the season. I hope you've all enjoyed, hope to see you next time out, which is going to be on June 15th. So, not next week, but the week after. Having a break week then. And from all of us here at the Nukeshot Broadcast Centre, I've been Zokio, and we hope to see you then. From all of us, it's goodbye.